Happy 4th of July. This year, we celebrate the 250th birthday of our great country, the semi-quincentennial anniversary. How did we get? Do you know how we got to the 4th of July being our birthday? Most folks will say, that's the day we signed the Declaration of Independence. Sort of. There was actually a controversy back then on, is it the 2nd July? Is it the 4th of July? Let me walk you through in the next 3 minutes how we got to the 4th of July being the birthday of America. When did the Revolutionary War start? April 1775. Over a year prior, more than a year prior to the Declaration of Independence and the 4th of July. In 1775, most of the colonists did not want independence from Great Britain, but that sentiment changed over time. By January 1776, there was a real sentiment that wanted independence. Thomas Paine wrote his pamphlet, Common Sense, and people were thinking, maybe we do need independence. Second Continental Congress meeting in Philadelphia in June. A delegate submits a motion to vote for independence from Great Britain on 7 June. What do you think the Second Continental Congress did then? They were not much different than Congress today. They delayed the vote. They did not vote on the motion. Then what do you think they did in the delay? They formed a committee, just like today. Committee of 5. You could easily name 3 people on that committee. Thomas Jefferson, 1. Ben Franklin, 2. John Adams, 3. Who else? Robert Livingston from New York and Roger Sherman from Connecticut. There's a committee of 5. They got to work in June. And you know how you do that group project and you get that really smart kid says, I'll do it? That was Thomas. Thomas Jefferson wrote it. He wrote most of it, the majority of it. He had input from everyone, but he wrote the majority of it. Brought it back to Congress at the end of June. And then they debated, just like they do in Congress today. Debated it, lots of changes, 86 changes. I'm sure Thomas wasn't too happy when he had to go back and write it again with 86 changes. Made the changes, went before a vote, before Congress, and it was voted almost unanimously on 2 July. So 2nd of July, only New York abstained, which later voted in the affirmative. But on 2 July, it was really approved. How did we get to the 4th of July then? It was signed and approved on July 2nd. It was formally adopted by Congress, it's a terminology they use, on the 4th of July. Hence, that's the birthday. When did it become a federal holiday? It was celebrated immediately and every year since in states around the country. But when was it a federal holiday? 1870, Congress made it a holiday for Washington, D.C. Not a federal holiday yet. 1938, federal holiday, which means federal workers had a paid day off. That's when it became a federal holiday. Now, as we do with all our holidays, or most of our holidays, we celebrate them on a 3-day weekend. We now celebrate them on a 3-day weekend, this year, the 3rd of July. That is how the 4th of July became the birthday of the United States of America. I wish you and your family a happy 4th of July. Go out and enjoy all the great things our country has to offer and all the freedoms we have. Happy 4th of July.